This is Sean with Soul Circus. The Funk Train leaves the docks this Friday night, 10 p.m. at Diamonds in St. Matthews. Saturday, we make an appearance at Gersel's Place, 9 o'clock. Come get some grease on you before we take our summer break and buy some Soul Circus swag. As always, love, peace, and chicken grease right here on Shooting from the Lip.
Shooting from the Lip features views and opinions from smart, funny, serious, and not-so-serious people. This show is intended for a mature and not-so-mature audience. Enjoy the show!
What is up? Kevin Hale live from the Shooting from the Lip studio, which is for me to know and you all not to find out. Doing it here in Louisville, Kentucky on this Wednesday night, June 8th, 2016, alive and kicking it up with my partner in crime, Greg Unthank. Greg, what is up?
Hey, buddy, and hello to all the millions and millions of people out there that's tuning in.
The millions and millions. They're gonna smell what we're cooking tonight, right?
You did say there were millions of people that listen, right?
There has to be. I mean, you know, logic says if you and I are doing having a conversation, and whoever we bring on with us, there's got to be people tuning in. And if they're not tuning in live, they're going to listen to it after the fact.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. Exactly. Quick show plugs on our social media. You can find our shows by subscribing on iTunes and YouTube. Twitter at The Shooting Lip. My Twitter at KevinHale423. Greg's at Greg_Unthank. You can like us and follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Shooting from the Lip. This Wednesday show is, as we do it, Greg, dedicated to promoting the local music scene. People who are here in Louisville doing the music thing, who have started in Louisville and maybe moved on to, other agendas. We're going to have these kind of people on and have a good time with our brothers and sisters who, actually more your brothers and sisters. I'm a fan, but I like doing this thing, so. And here we are. I do, before we get into our guest tonight, our first two guests, or our guest tonight, Roger Higdon, an old buddy of yours. I've known Roger for a while too, with the band Wilson Brothers, and he'll be on the first segment. The second segment we'll have Johnny Edwards, who is with your band Bleu Phonque. He also has history with Buster Brown, Montrose, and Foreigner. So that'll be a cool segment.
A couple big hair bands too. Yeah. King Kong, King Cobra actually with
King Kong.
Excellent drummer Carmine, Appice, however you want to say it. I think he has a brother Vinny. They both pronounce it differently, but being a drummer, I know this. So, yeah, man, Johnny, he's the real deal. He's been around it and done that, and he's really cool to be associated with.
Agree. Yeah. Let's before we bring on our first guest, I want to get your take. Our Wednesday show is music, and I try not to mix in non-music stuff. But one of the big things that's happened in the last few days is the deal in Orlando, Florida. What's your quick, in 60 seconds or less, Greg, what's your whole take on what went down, and how do we, how does the U.S. or the world recoup from this bullshit?
Man, I'll tell you, if Greg Unthank knew that answer, we wouldn't be in that position. It's sad. It's sad that you've got people that judge you for your lifestyle. We're all human beings, and no matter if you like how the other person lives or not, it doesn't give you the right to go around killing people and there's a lot of sick people out there that unfortunately are sick enough to do stuff like that. And then you got the media that throws their twist on things, and it brings up a lot of anger, a lot of debate, a lot of people arguing back and forth on who's responsible, what do we do, and I can't tell you that. It's just it's a sad case, man. And what do you think, Kevin? Let me throw it back in your lap.
Yeah, I do think clearly we have a problem in this world where there's a lot of people don't seem to like the U.S. for various reasons, and then you have these cultures or these types of fanatics who are anti-gay, the anti-gay establishment, or the whole homophobic thing, and I guess it just comes down to if we could, we have to be aggressive in finding out who these people are who want to do bad things to us, and
I totally agree with that. I do have that view, and I don't think we're being aggressive enough, in my opinion. And I don't like to start a debate. Don't Facebook Greg Unthank and say I'm stupid or anything. I'm just saying.
Oh, I'm with you. All right, that's enough of that, Jared. Let's get into the music vibe for the night. Our first guest is old friend of yours, friend of mine, very talented musician, talented singer with the band Wilson Brothers, Roger Higdon. Raj, what's up, man?
What's up? How's everybody doing?
What's up?
Man, you sound like you're from Fairdale, dude. Are you from Fairdale?
I'm from right smack dab in the middle of Fairdale.
Yes, you are.
Welcome to our madness tonight, Roger.
Thanks for having me, man. It's an honor to say that.
Tell us, give us the quick Roger bio. I mean, how long has music been in your blood, and playing and singing and playing an instrument? What's the Roger Higdon story?
Well, music's been in my life ever since I was born. I mean, my dad played country music. All his brothers and sisters played instruments and sang. My mom and her family all sang. So at a young age, of course, started out in church singing. And, of course, my dad sit down playing guitar and showing me chords and teaching me how to harmonize and kind of setting the bug in me. I couldn't wait for him to set the guitar down and get out of the room so I could play the stuff I wanted to play. But he pretty much got me started on all of it, and really owe it all to him early. As I got older, I had an uncle that played a lot of the rock stuff, and he really introduced me to all the cool stuff that I still play today. I really liked Uncle Darryl. He was played acoustic a lot, sang, and I would sing with him, and that's just kind of how I grew up. Of course, we didn't have the games to play on the TV and all that, so I played music and listened to albums all the time.
Amen, brother. That's how I did. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's what, some people say music got them in trouble, but music saved me because I could get lost in music and, 2 or 3 hours would be gone. It's kind of my read a book, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Absolutely. And then when did Roger cross paths with Greg?
Yeah.
Well, go ahead, Greg.
Well, first of all, I want to say that Roger, it seems like Roger kind of downplays his singing to me. He knows he sings and stuff, and
he's a great singer.
Guitar player. Man, to me, Roger is one of the finest singers in town. And I've always felt like that, man. He has got a wonderful voice, man. He is just, and I've always thought that, But yeah, I'll tell you, it started, man, we were just out of high school, I guess. My friend Tony and me were trying to put together a band looking for a guitar player, and I can't remember where we got. Did we get it from JJ, Roger, maybe? Did JJ hook us up with you?
Probably.
Yeah.
I don't know how y'all got my number, but I don't know. I just remember showing up in my Capezios and
with the Rod Stewart haircut and the white Viper.
I had all that stuff going on.
And we're jamming, dude, and we played in the garage, and we've played through many garages in the South End and Fairdale. That's for daggone sure. And it was fun, man. We cut our teeth together. We cut our teeth together. Man, we've had a lot of good times playing music. We had a lot of good times away from music. We've double dated with girlfriends. Roger's always been with his wife. He's always they've always been together, man. And we just had a lot of good times together. Even away from music, man. We've done a lot of stuff. So lost contact. Through the years, of course, you get older and have kids and things. But you're always friends. You always remember your friends.
Oh, absolutely, man. We've both been real blessed to play with really talented musicians. I mean, you look at the band that Greg and I were in. All of those guys that were in that band still play today, and I can't say how many bands I remember that played at our time that one in the band is still playing and pretty successful. I mean, Kevin Feller, he's got his Thunderstruck AC/DC tribute going.
That's right. Yeah.
Tony McElwain, of course, he's probably my favorite guitar player in town. Tony Frank still plays, in different bands.
He's in Bleu Phonque with us.
I've seen him rocking it out, and of course Greg and me with the Wilson brothers. But we've all been blessed, and I've had the opportunity to play with just some really talented guys that's taught me different ways to look at things and challenged me, musically and vocally to where it's really helped to shape me and mold me into kind of where I'm at and, what I like to do. And I just like to tell them all thanks, man. Some great players, man. Frank Campbell, Rex Owen, and, of course, Phil Bright, awesome. And, of course, Tony and Greg and Bob Keister. We did my country thing with them for a while, and $2 Pistol, which was a lot of fun. And
that took us in a different direction, didn't it?
It opened up a whole new way of thinking about things. I just love nowadays more than anything. I just love vocals. I love harmonies. I love singing songs that's got harmonies, and I just think it really fills the band up. And seems like the bands that I've been in here lately have all focused a lot on that. I just love good singing.
You do it well, that's for sure.
Yeah, before Wilson Brothers, Roger, you had a band that what was the name of that band? You were doing original music.
That was Soul Parade.
Okay.
That was Phil Bright on guitars, great guitar player, very good musician, and I think he owns his own studio now. He's doing some other good stuff. Frank Campbell, which awesome guitar player, but played bass in this band just because I guess he wanted to try a new direction, and he knocked it out of the park with that. Rex Owen, which probably one of the best drummers in town, along with Greg. And
you don't have to say that just because I'm here, man.
Just to walk on stage and stand next to guys like that, man, it pumps you up pretty good, And they challenged me to do better, and I always tried to do every song they asked me to do, and there was some that I struggled with, but man, I did most of them and tried to do the best I could on them, but they would throw some doozies at me sometimes, like Tool and things like that. Of course, I'm not used to singing some of that stuff, but man, I would take it as a challenge, and I just love doing it. And then we wrote. We released a CD in 2000 called "What's on My Mind," which We probably sold maybe 2,000 copies.
Cool.
It was just a real real good time in my life. You know, I hadn't wrote anything in a while and recorded, and Phil did all the recording. Did a great job on it for what we had to work with, you know, and that CD's still out on the internet. You can pick it up, you know, just about anywhere and listen to it. So that was good. And then, of course, I had a 5-song EP that I done back in the early 90s, just before the $2 Pistol era with Bill Miller and Brent Greco, which is another great musician there. Mm-hmm. And cut my teeth on that. Recorded it in Alan Martin Productions. We were in there the same time Days of the New was in there recording their stuff, so we kind of felt like we were something. But it's a good time, and, you know, it's all stuff to look back on, and sometimes I can't stand to hear that old stuff, and then sometimes I put it in and go, man, damn, that wasn't too bad, really, you know?
Yeah, there you go. And all right, take us now. We're going to when the Wilson brothers formed, and the story is, if I understand this right, is that there's never the name Wilson Brothers never had per se a Wilson in it. Is that correct, or how's that?
That's very correct.
So again, share with us, how did the name come about?
Well, you're a little bit older, like I guess I am, and probably all of us are a little older now. And you kind of try to think of really cool names to name your band. Some of the names you come up with don't necessarily go with the way you look anymore, you know. So after we kicked around a couple of names, and we were all from the South End, we wanted to kind of represent a little bit. We kicked some names around, and of course everything was just drawing blank. So finally, after about an hour and a half, I said, hell, why don't we just call it the Wilson Brothers? And of course James Osborne, which he's a founding member with me, and Scott Abel, which still plays with the Wilson Brothers. Mark Fox was the bass player then, before Bill Miller. So they all looked at me like I was an idiot, you know. And I said, well, it's easy to remember. And James says, well, there's not a Wilson in the band. I said, well, who gives a shit? It'll be something to talk about. Yeah. So that's what happened. James went home and he started thinking about it. So on our website, he writes this story about how I was looking through the Leo and I found these two brothers, Tommy and Teddy Wilson, that were looking to form a band. And so I went over and called them, and they were looking for a guitar player, a drummer, bass player, and a singer, you know, everybody. So with the story goes, we went over, jammed with them, formed this band, and kicked them out of their own band and kept the name and moved on, and they've been pissed at us ever since. So we still, this is our 13th year. We started in 2005, I think that's right, 13 or 14. But we still get questions every now and then, you know, hey, man, did you ever make up with them two dudes? And I'm thinking, what the hell are you talking about?
Yeah, what are you?
And then I have to, you know, oh, yeah, Tommy and Teddy. So, but a funny story about it, though, there was a guy that was coming watching us play a lot, and I noticed he was at all of our shows and just was really into us and was always coming up talking and wanted to be a part of the band and help with things. So I talked him into coming out and helping us set up and tear down, and you know, told him I'd pay him a little money to help us out. And so after probably 7-8 months of working with this guy, you know, his name was Tommy. I said, Tommy, what's your last name? He said, well, you're not going to believe me. So it happened to be Tommy Wilson. So we started telling everybody that Tommy was back on board, but Teddy was still pissed. So
that's great.
Yeah, so Tommy will, you know.
Yeah, let me toot your horn, Roger. The Wilson brothers have, you know, been a recognized name here in the local music scene, and I remember I was like, I was going to your gigs every weekend, every time you played for months, probably years. I was going to check you guys out. Now, there was one point James was with you guys. James Osborne, lead singer. Then he left, and you assumed vocals. What's your preferred arrangement when it comes to band? Do you like taking on that the vocal thing, or
vocals? Thanks to my dad and all the hard work that he used to put into me singing and teach me how to harmonize and 3-part harmonies and all that stuff. I grew up that way, and that's what comes easy to me is the vocals. But my love is guitar playing, and I know I'm a hack. I'm a hacker, but I love it, and I love the feeling of strapping that thing on and entertaining. And I don't know. I've just always, and what really hooked me when I was a kid was, like a lot of kids, is Van Halen. Those guys were so happy and having such a good time. When I see Eddie Van Halen, running across stage just with that big smile, and I'm thinking, man, that dude is having a ball, So that's really, what kept me going. And so I've fronted bands. I've fronted Soul Parade. I've done all the vocals on our CD. I've always sang in the bands. But when James left, we had such a good nucleus, and even with James, it was a good nucleus. I kind of look at it like, you don't have to always have the best players to have something good, and it's just it has to jive, and we jived pretty good. And when James left, I didn't want to stop, and so we went on as a 3-piece for a bit, and I actually figured. I got to talking, and I found out Tony McElwain wasn't playing with anybody, and I thought, well, I'll give him a call. So I called him, and he was like, yeah, I would be tickled to do that. So he came and played with us for about a year, and I fronted the band, and we sounded great, because Tony makes you sound great. Yeah. And we played some really cool songs, and then he mentioned to me at one point, about a year into it, that his boys were getting old enough to start playing, and he was going to start playing with them some, and of course I knew when that happened, because if you've ever seen his band, his boys are amazing.
Yeah, they are.
So I knew it was a matter of time before that ship would take off. So, but who wouldn't want to take that shot of playing with your kids? Oh
man,
not too many people could say that they spend the weekend with their kids and making great music and really talented family. But, so we went back to the 3-piece for a while, and then James came back a couple of years after, called just out of the blue, and kind of had the itch, and played with us about a year and a couple of months, maybe a year and a half, I don't know, and finally decided to hang it up, and so we went on and finished the year out as a 3-piece, and actually we are auditioning singers right now. I've got 7 or 8 guys that's supposed to come over.
That's just crazy. That is crazy to me, just to think the singer that you are, that you're auditioning singers.
Yeah,
I know you love the guitar and everything. You explained that, but man, you're so good, and you're auditioning singers. That's just funny to me.
Well, it's just hard. It's hard to find a guitar player that. I don't know. I just can't lay it down, Greg. Plus I feel like the number 10. I feel like the number 10 when I'm standing up there with that mic. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do. I know.
So, if they made the mic stands about 4 foot wide, it'd probably make me feel a little more comfortable. But I don't know.
I got that.
A little known fact, I want to jump in real quick, man, and say that, back in the old days, me and Roger actually had a tag team wrestling contract with the SCW Wrestling here, the South End Wrestling Group. We didn't do much wrestling at all, but we were known as Meat and Taters. And, yeah, we
from parts unknown.
Parts unknown. We were 1-0, and we hung it up, and we tried to start a Bachman Turner Overdrive cover band, and that didn't go too well, and then we just kind of stopped for a while. But yeah, I just wanted to throw that in there.
Well, see, the problem with that whole thing, Greg, was taking the price off the entry. You know, just by telling people to bring a dish to get in free. That just don't. Cover charge has to make, you know.
Hey, man, man's got to eat, you know.
Right.
You know, we never turned away a potato casserole, so. You know.
Now, Roger, you actually, the Wilson brothers had some downtime, or because you have it. When was the last Wilson brothers gig?
We actually done New Year's.
Right.
We played at St. Bernard. Probably for the last 7 years, maybe. They've had us back every year. It's been sold out every year. It's a great time. You know, musicians have their days, you know, and New Year's is one of them. And one of the reasons is, of course, the pay. But the other reason is, you know, you don't have to try to make people have a good time at some of that stuff, you know. A lot of times you go to bars, you have to kind of fill everybody out, try to get them moving, get them dancing, but man, you do New Year's, things like that, people are ready to party, and that's why I love doing New Year's shows. I mean, they just they come ready to get it going, and they make you feel special. And I'm just glad the music seems still hanging on. I mean, it just seems like, I know when Greg and I were kicking around, it wasn't nothing to go out on any weeknight and see a band. I mean, back in those days, of course, your next guest, Buster Brown would come in town and play the whole week at the Toy Tiger. I mean, you could go Friday and Saturday night, and you could stop at, you know, go to Heartwood Tavern, go to
Colonial Gardens, see them country.
Any of them places. You can go 5 or 6 different places.
Yeah.
You know, Phoenix Hill and, you know, Baxter. It just and it's just dwindled away so much. And now it's like, you know, people starving over breadcrumbs trying to get in bars and play. And it's kind of sad, but you know, things change and people move on. But I'll tell you, there's nothing better than live music, even if it's
I agree.
It's just awesome. I mean, you know, guys have to have balls. Guys and girls have to have balls to get up and do that in front of people. And you know, that right there is an accomplishment of its own. And we have to support that kind of stuff, man.
Absolutely.
You know, I always try to go listen to people when they ask me to come and, you know, cheer them on. And, you know, I got one of my boys is starting to play now, Travis. He's a junior Western, and he's doing some acoustic stuff, put some stuff on YouTube. And, man, he's really coming into his own. And I'm just so proud that somebody's going to carry this Higdon thing along, because I was getting to hope, you know, like, damn, I've got 3 and it's 3 strikes. But they can all 3 sing, but he's really got the love for it. And I'm just happy about that, you know, because music's something you can take with you as long as you want to take it. You know, you got to give up the sports. But, man, you can sing to the grave, man.
Yeah.
There you go. Good call there. Now, Roger, as we're winding down, what is the timetable that you have to for your new vocalist? When are you trying to make that happen?
Immediate. I've got shows lined up. I mean, they're just waiting on me to make the call. It's been nonstop with the Wilson brothers. We've been real lucky, man. We've got a lot of support, and you know, a lot of people. We do a lot of weddings. We do a lot of, high school reunions. We do a lot of parties. We do, you know, high-end gig stuff. And then we play occasional bars. Kind of pick and choose really where we want to. But I feel like the genre we play plus the people that come see us, you know, they get out maybe once or twice a month. And we do 1 or 2 a month. And the people that come, that's their weekend. You know, they got babysitters or whatever. They're ready to come cut loose, and that's why we like it. So,
wait a minute. At this day and age, Roger, I would, you know, when I had to find a babysitter to watch you back in the day. Now, my kids are grown. I don't need babysitters now.
I think I said grandkids, didn't I? Didn't I say grandkids?
No, grandkids. Yeah. There you go. Now, Bill and Scott are still with the band, correct?
Yeah. Bill's been an original member. Scott's been an original member with me since the beginning.
Right.
And actually, him and James were playing before me, and they kind of auditioned me. So, and funny story about it, I hadn't played in a while, and they called me out of the blue, gave me about 10 songs, and in like 3 days, I went over and played, and my hand was cramping up, and James, you have to know James Osborne. He's a bird, man, but he's looking at me like, what the hell are you doing, man? Can you even do this? And I tried to tell him, I was like, man, I haven't played in a while, and I think he ended up even calling Tony McElwain, was like, man, can he do this? And Tony's like, yeah, just give him some time, man. He can handle it. And, of course, a couple more practices, I got a little more in shape, and it all came together great. But I'm just glad he gave me a little time to get back in the swing of things. But I've had a great time with these guys, man. That's the other thing, if you can find 3 or 4 guys that you just really enjoy being around, it's worth it, man. It's your time. It's a way to release emotions that you can't do in other things. And like I said, it's my read a book, and I've just been real lucky to have some good people around me my whole entire time around here. So this is a great music town, and I love this place. And I've been all over and heard all different kinds of bands, musicians, and man, it don't get no better than it is right here in Louisville, Kentucky. That's for sure.
I tell you what, I agree. I've done this podcast for a couple of years now, and then probably the last year or so, it hit me to start interacting with the music scene, and I have just met some great people. First and foremost, some really good people and talented people. I've gone out to watch bands and people perform. There's a shitload of talent here locally, and so this stuff here it's fun. I can't wait. Can't wait to get back and see you guys. Wilson Brothers, one of my all-time favorite bands here in town. So good stuff. Now, Roger, share with us how do we reach you guys on social media these days?
Well, just our Facebook page, the Wilson Brothers. We do have a website. Of course, that's by the way now, but it's still there. It's got some live tracks we did in the studio, and it's got some pictures. You can go back and look at some of the funny stuff, 05 and on up, and some of the different members that was in the band. Brent Greco was in the band for a while, and Mark Fox played bass some, and Tony McElwain's in some pictures. But there's also, one of the things we did on our stuff is we always took pictures of the people that were there and posted them.
I know. Mm-hmm.
You're liable to see some friends, maybe mutual friends that were having a really good time. So
right. Yeah, that's one thing. One thing with
people have sex with it. So.
Yeah, very fan-friendly band. So
appreciate it.
Stuff. Yeah, Roger, man, it's good stuff. Anytime, anything that we can do to help promote you guys, reach out, man. We'll help you guys out.
I sure would appreciate it. And I'm going to come out and jam with you all, Greg, sometime soon, man. I'm going to try to get out and come up and sit with you guys.
Buddy. Do that. We were talking about you tonight, man. We had a little rehearsal, and I was telling Paul and everybody that you was going to be on there. Or be on here. And,
yeah, Paul and I actually played together for a while back years ago. He's a great guitar player, man. We still do some stuff occasionally together at the lake, some acoustic stuff.
Yeah,
it's a lot
that's
of fun.
What he said. That's what he said, man. I have a great time playing with those guys, man. They're good dudes, They're good fellas, and it's really fun to play with them, And
right.
it's just like you playing with your bandmates, man. they're all good guys. You enjoy it. There's no silly stuff going on, and it makes it fun, you know. And, take the drama out of it, you know.
Yeah, that's true. We don't have a lot of time to do it, so it has to be right, you know, or it ain't no fun.
Yeah.
So I'm just glad our bass got more than 3 strings this time. So
that's cool.
Good stuff. Roger, man, thanks for hanging out with us tonight. Good luck with the band. We will check you guys out soon, and you know, whatever we can do.
Just look on Facebook, the Wilson Brothers, and you can also look me up, Roger Wayne Higdon, on Facebook. I usually post all the shows and everything. But if you see us out, come on out and jam with us, and come up and say hey to me. I'll be glad to talk to you.
Yeah,
I'm gonna tell Johnny. I'm gonna tell Johnny what you said before we went live on the air.
Johnny probably don't even remember me, man.
Oh, man. He didn't know me either.
He was one of my heroes.
Yeah,
he was one of my heroes. I still got
hear that a lot, man.
What is it? The SOV, sign of victory. I still do that.
Yeah. Man, did you pile in Scott Nelson's Trans Am that night when was you with us when we went to Bardstown to Club 68?
What do you think, Greg?
I'm thinking, yeah.
I probably don't remember that.
Yeah.
That's when I ran around a little bit. Yeah, I'll tell you what.
Well, I was walking gingerly. I didn't know if Susan was listening or not. You know, I just wanted to make sure you didn't get in trouble or anything.
Yeah. No, shout out to Susan. Yes.
Yes.
Hey, I got a good wife. I've been lucky, man. I've had her. We've been together since 1984, and we've been married since 1990. Yeah. So I've got 3 great boys, man. I've been blessed. If I was to die right now, I've had it made. So I'm happy with everything, man. I really am.
Well, Greg, we've never had anybody die on our show, so let's not let that happen. But I guess it could be a moment. But Roger, man, thanks for hanging out with us, Roger. Good stuff.
Okay,
we'll connect with you soon.
Kevin, Greg, love you guys. I'll see you.
Love you, buddy.
All right.
Good talking to you, Raj.
Yeah.
See you,
Raj. Bye. Roger Higdon with the Wilson Brothers. Greg, you guys go way back.
Yeah, we go way back.
Yeah, here's another promo. Hold tight.
Hey, this is Paul from the band Sparechange Millionaires, a.k.a. SCM. Come check us out this Friday night at Lights Out Bar and Grill from 7 to 11. This is really a cool venue. It's going to be an outdoor event. You can bring your lawn chairs and just enjoy the music, but it's going to be a lot of fun, low humidity, a great night to be out. Come check us out.
Sparechange. So you're playing Friday night with Sparechange, Greg, and then you're playing Saturday with Bleu Phonque.
Yeah, that's it, man. I got the weekend covered.
Busy weekend. Joining us right now, if you don't mind, Greg, is our other shooting from the lip hostess with the mostest, Miss Tiffany Mac. Tiffany, what's up?
Hey, how are you guys doing?
Hey, Tiff, how are you?
Doing great.
Tiffy.
Well, it sounds like y'all are having some fun, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Always. Tiffany, you came on. I gave her a directive. She was watching, what is it? You're on the couch, Netflix or whatever.
Netflixing. I was Netflixing. Yeah.
Netflixing. I said, come on, let's hear your voice and give a promo for our Friday night show. So here you are, lovely one.
All right. So this Friday on the KT Unearthly Show, we have Sherry Marie, and this is a nice long name, Sherry Marie Ventura de Benedetti from Ghost Hunters, Season 10. And she'll be talking about the show and the best investigations that she's done. And it should be a really great time discussing all things paranormal. So I'm really excited. I love our Friday shows. They really keep me going.
Yeah. Now, Greg, are you familiar with any of those ghost investigation shows? Like, this is what Ghost Hunters is a sci-fi
I watch Ghost
show.
Hunters. I've watched the country guys in Tennessee, I believe. What's those guys? I can't remember their name. I watched. Huh?
I think they're great. I think they're hilarious. I really do. I think that they crack me up.
I watched a show the other night called Ghost Brothers.
Oh, that's new.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know that one.
It was all African American guys, and they were on the Delta Queen. They were on the Ghost Brothers.
Serious?
I swear.
Are you being serious?
He is being serious?
I'm very serious.
Who's got the radio playing in the background?
Tiff.
That is not me.
Okay.
It is silent. I heard it too, though. Should have been one of our paranormal episodes.
It could be. Now, Greg, one of the ghosted investigators from Ghost Hunters on the Sci-Fi Channel is going to be on our show Friday to talk some of her work, her investigations and such. So that should be a fun little show. But you'll be...
I'll be playing. I won't be able to tune in, man. Sorry.
That's okay. But you actually start, at 7 or so?
Yeah, that's the cool thing about this weekend is both gigs are early, and the older I get, the earlier the gigs are over is better. We started like 7, and we're done at 11, so that's really cool. And then when Bleu Phonque plays, it's going to be 8:30, and we'll do one set, and then it'll be over with, so we'll be able to hang out and enjoy the rest of the night. So. Yeah,
I will definitely see you. Yeah, I'll definitely see you Saturday night. Hopefully, Tiffany can find an excuse to either come out and play Saturday or bring the hubby out and hang with us Saturday.
You know that's a challenge, right? If it's not World of Beer, he's probably not going to be there.
Tell him to roll on out.
Yeah.
Can you bring your own cooler? Because he needs to have at least 18 pack-in.
Well,
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't.
I might be able to get him out for music.
Yeah, I think Saturday night's going to be very entertaining. Greg, just saying.
It sounds fun. I really do like live music. I just don't like monstrous concerts. Now, Greg, aren't you all playing at Norton Commons at some point in the future?
Sparechange Millionaires, maybe at some point. I don't recall it being on the calendar, though. You might be mistaken. Maybe it's Soul Circus is doing that. Yeah.
Have you ever been to a concert out there?
No, I have
concert?
not. I have not.
Well, why don't you guys come out to my end of town and go to a free concert with food trucks?
That'd be cool. And I'm all about the food trucks. Now you're talking
food
about
trucks, beer trucks, free music.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
That's good too for the family, Just drag the kids out, let them run around in front of the stage.
Yeah,
that's the mode
my boy. My boy's 14 now. I can actually take him to a club and before we play and help him. He helps me set up, helps me carry everything in. It's cool to have your own little
roadie.
Yeah, he loves it. He tells his friends, I've been to about every bar in Louisville, and I ain't even 21. Like it's cool or something.
Cool. Tiffany, you want to hang with us, or what's your agenda?
Yeah, I'll hang as long as my kids don't start screaming.
All right. Greg, our next guest. Well, let me do this. Tell me, Greg, if you know this voice.
Hey, this is Greg with Bleu Phonque. Saturday night at Diamond's Concert Hall, the Velvet Saints are having their CD release show. Bleu Phonque will be opening the show. We go on at 8:30, and we're all real excited. It's going to be our first public appearance. After we get done, then you have the Velvet Saints coming on to play songs from their new CD. And after they get done, you got Better Than Salem is going to play. So come on out. It's going to be a great time. Support the band, support the new CD for the Velvet Saints, and we hope to see you all out there.
I forgot
that there's...
Yeah, it is good. I forgot there was a third band out there.
Better Than Salem. Yeah, I think they're an original band also. The only thing that would have made that promo better is if my sinuses weren't so clogged. You could tell I was talking like this.
But you could have snorted like my Friday night co-host. She's a
hey.
It only took me 35 tries to get that right without fumbling a word.
All right. Check this out, Greg. Our next guest on the line now, a local legend. I know this name from back in the day, Buster Brown. I know the guy as the man who replaced the guy from Foreigner. Lou Graham, to me, that's one of the great rock and roll voices, and I remember that moment. Johnny Edwards is on the line. Johnny, what's up? Johnny, I gave a good intro, and is he there?
I'm here, guys. I had you on mute, and then my phone went to sleep. Here I am pressing about 85 buttons, and I'm here. Can you hear me?
A little bit, haven't we, man? Yeah, man.
Yeah. All right.
Johnny,
hanging for a while.
Yeah. Welcome to the show, Johnny.
Thank you very much for having me.
Yes.
Here. Yeah.
Let's jump right in. You've got a lot of history with you on your side. Good history. I mean, Buster Brown in the day. I mean, you guys were, just killing it locally, and you've been, played with bands at a higher level. Give us quickly, what's Johnny Edwards all about?
Oh man, all about Bleu Phonque now.
Yeah, there you go.
So getting older, but still kicking. So we, I just retired from the music business in '95, and paid attention to my family for about 20 years, and got through that real well, and still got a great wife and a couple of great daughters, and they're doing real well. So they've moved out and got their own thing going now. So it's time to have a little more fun. They got a little more time now, and so here comes Greg and Paul and Tony, and we're just having a blast with our little all-original project here, and looking forward to doing some shows. And it's working out great.
Man, let me jump in and say, Kevin, that Johnny is so humble, man. Everything he's done, he's so humble. It probably just hurts him to talk about himself like that, man. to tell his bio and go over all that stuff, because he's such a genuine, humble guy, man.
Here, then let's do this, Greg. Johnny,
you got to pry it out of.
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to pry it. I'm going to say, Johnny, pretend you're Kanye West. Now talk about Johnny Edwards. Channel Kanye. And now, even if you have to talk third person about Johnny Edwards, in seriousness, let's give. When you have when you have your own Wikipedia page. And this is, it's not a half-ass page. Your Wikipedia page, seriously, your Wikipedia page is full of information. It's not just it's not just a page with a few lines like someone was doing you a favor, or maybe you did it yourself. This actually looks like Kanye wrote it. Kanye Edwards wrote your Wikipedia. So let's give you some. Yeah, take us down memory lane. Really, Buster Brown.
Okay.
Here locally.
Yeah, Buster Brown. Yeah. We. Oh my God, that was some fun years. That was the most fun years, really, and we just had a great time. Playing bars is really more fun than doing big tours. If you ask me, you just get to meet more people. You get to immerse in a lot of little communities and things, and really get to enjoy yourself a lot more. And by the end of that, we just wanted to try to figure out where we could take everything. We kept writing songs and sending them out, and record companies kept not listening to them and not coming to see us. And then we got James Kotak in the band, and he was real motivated, and he's a big promoter. He likes to get on board with big time things, and so he was really driven. He got us writing more songs and recording our own albums and promoting our own shows and everything, and we had a couple of looks from Atlantic Records and others about that time, but nothing was really forthcoming. So he decided to move out to L.A., and we decided after that just to call it a day with Buster Brown. That was back in 1985. And so shortly after that, I moved out to California. We had done an album. James and I went out and did an album with Ronnie Montrose. So for any of the old guard around here that knows Montrose, he was one of my heroes forever, and I just
a legend, man. Ronnie Montrose is a legend.
Yeah, God. Yeah, he came to the Southeast doing a tour, in bars, and we had this big monster PA system, and big light show back then. If you didn't have a big truck with all this gear in it, then you probably weren't going to gig very much. But we had, some of the best equipment around, and the club owners would hire us. We would set up all the equipment, and then we would open the show, and then Ronnie would play, and then we would pack everything up and get it back in the truck and drive all night to the next place. And then we would set it all up, and he would come in and do a sound check. And we, most of the time we just stayed at the club. We didn't even have time to go back to a hotel or anything. We did that for a couple of weeks, and it was just brutal as all get out. And I think Ronnie gained a lot of respect for how hard we worked. And he asked me and James to come out there and do an album with him. That's called the Mean Album. And so we made some connections through that. And James moved out to L.A. I moved out to Northern California to join a band called Northrop. And I think we probably set the record for the most demo tapes and most songs ever written and recorded by a struggling, bar band. Oh my God. And we had a manager sending this stuff out. He was the same guy that managed Tesla, right? He got Tesla their record deal with Geffen, and it was
okay.
Oh, yeah, we won't have any problem getting this band signed. There's all these great players and everything. And so we struggled for 2 years, never did get over the hump. I mean, we had every record company known to man looking at us, and still nobody would sign us. We were of that 80s, hair band kind of era, and doing it pretty well, but it was almost at the end of that when we were, trying our hardest. So we were a little off with our timing, and but we made a lot of friends. People learned to respect a little bit about what we did, and so I decided to quit that and move down to L.A., and James and I started another band. We basically reformed Buster Brown in Los Angeles with Kevin, the bass player, and we got Tony Bowles out there.
Oh, wow. I did not know that.
Yeah, and we reformed the whole thing with all the guys from Louisville, and we had a record deal with Atlantic within like 5 minutes, it seemed like.
Wow. The Louisville connection, man. That's what it is, the Louisville connection.
Yeah, we were good too, man. We had all these songs. Well, I pictured us kind of like, the Black Crowes, kind of rootsy rock, stripped down kind of music, and it was good timing for that. And so right in the middle of all that, we had just signed this contract. We were going to start making this album, and the guys from Foreigner started calling me up, and they're like, hey, what would you think about? And I was like, I think not about, because these are my friends, and we just started this whole thing, and it was, finally, we were getting what we'd all wanted all those years. And so I kind of declined the offer, and then they just started turning up the pressure. And
we're at the Foreigner error. Now hold that thought. On the show with us, Johnny, besides me and Greg, is my he's there. I do a show on Friday nights of the paranormal variety, and my co-host for that night is Tiffany Mac. Tiffany, you still there?
I am.
Here?
Yep,
okay.
still here.
Hey, Tiffany.
Present. Hi, how are you?
Yeah.
Now Tiffany
is
by comparison to the three of us, the three amigos here, a little kid. I mean, she's still in her 30s. Now, Tiffany, while, Buster Brown was hitting it, probably. Do you know who Foreigner is, Tiffany?
Of course I do. Love them.
Okay. All right. What was Foreigner's?
I also love Journey, and I love.
No, we're not talking Journey. We're talking Foreigner here. What was?
No, yeah, I do. Okay. I'm saying it's the same time frame for me.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's fair enough. Now,
it's the same time frame. It's like saying Duran Duran and Cure, The Cure, to me.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So what was? Do you know, Tiffany? What was the song for Foreigner? As much as they were a rock band, there's always that one. That's that one ballad that,
let me think. Hold on.
Come on.
Feels like the first time.
Well, that's one, but not that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to
I've
know
only had
what.
a few years. Let's get it ready. Okay. What's I don't know.
I want to know what. I want to know what love is.
I want to know what love is.
There you go.
Right, there's Tiffany's version.
I want you to show me.
Tiffany's not shy, is she?
Well,
She's not.
I've had a few beers.
Yeah.
Now,
Probably
Johnny.
would have done this at 9 if my partner would have made the show a little bit earlier so that I wouldn't be drunk by now.
Oh, okay.
I'm not.
Blame it on your partner. That's what I do.
Yes, that's all right. But Tiffany's great, and now Johnny, you get to the Foreigner era, and Mick Jones, who is one of the founding fathers of Foreigner. Actually, he is the founder, right? Mick is the founder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He came across with the songs and everything.
Yeah, he. So Lou Graham at this time is parting ways with Foreigner, and you come into you are the guy who replaces the guy. Tell us about that. Tell us about that whole experience.
Yeah, that's a hot seat.
Yeah,
that's a hot seat. That's a good way to do it.
That's a
lot of
seat.
pressure, wasn't it?
No kidding, man. But yeah, I mean, I loved all those songs. I never sang any of them in a band. I mean, the Buster Brown stuff was more, most of the time we were doing harder rock than that. And Foreigner by that point was becoming like a ballad band anyway. So I hadn't really performed too many of those songs. I never really tried to sing any of them. But some of the songs that we wrote with Northrop did have some of that Foreigner type sound to it. So I was pretty comfortable, doing those songs, and I learned them, and we did some rehearsing, and it worked out real well. So that was part of the deal, was that, I would have to be able to sing them live. And so once we rehearsed a couple of times, it was pretty clear we'd be able to tour without any problems. So everybody was happy about that. The cool thing was, that Mick wasn't really trying to recreate, any of the songs. I mean, that happens a lot with bands like that. You're successful with a certain album or a certain song, and then a record company, people want you to just keep rewriting the same song. And he wasn't about that. He wanted to try to start fresh, and he gave me a lot of freedom to participate in all the songwriting. And we spent a long time working on songs and getting them all together. And so it was a great learning experience, and he was really generous that way. So all that was really good. And then we released the album and did a couple of tours and went around the world a couple of times, and it was wonderful. I'm really fortunate to have been able to. I wish everybody could experience things like that. It's really a lot of fun.
I have a question for you.
Go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
Can I go? What are the typical groupies?
I was going there. Actually, I was going to take a subtle approach because I wanted to know, Johnny.
We're going to go there. I want to know, are the groupies on Wednesdays different than the groupies on Saturdays? Just curious.
I don't know. It's so weird because in the the national acts when you're touring doing big shows. I mean the groupies are
don't
not
be shy.
nearly as prevalent. I'll put it that way.
I knew he could sing. I've never heard him dance before. but no, it seemed like it was the same. At that level, it's pretty much the same every night of the week. Everybody's out partying. Most of the gigs are well attended, but you're isolated more from people, so you don't have as much interaction.
Let me before we dig too deep. Were you married at this time of your life?
Yes, I got married in 1985.
Okay.
And still married to the same lady. We're doing fine, and been very fortunate that way. So.
Yeah, I'm on your Wikipedia, and again, this is a no joke Wikipedia. I like it, and I get to reference stuff. So in 1990 is when you joined Foreigner. Your first live appearance with Foreigner was at the Long Island Club in August of 1980. 1990.
Stephen Talkhouse. That's a place called the Stephen
Talkhouse. Yeah. And the album you all released in June of 91 called Unusual Heat.
Yeah. Man, in fact, we just did a little 25-year write-up on that. There's a website out there, ultimateclassicrock.com. There's a
June how fucking perfect timing was this, Greg, to have him come on in June of 2016 for a 25-year statement with Foreigner. I mean, I couldn't have timed that better. Yeah. Man, you
guys are good.
Yeah. Great. All right, you do this thing with Foreigner. What was the takeaways from it? Because correct me if I'm wrong, but this is eventually Lou comes back to the band, but your time there felt, was it worth leaving what you left in LA to go? How did that?
It's a mixed bag. I had a lot of regrets about that, but then Foreigner, it's unlikely that the band that I had with James and Tony and everybody would have been as successful as Foreigner. So being in Foreigner is something that I'll always have as a calling card forever. That's great. And, it's unlikely that if I would have stayed where I was, that we would have been as successful as Foreigner. So it's probably a net positive all the way around, I'd say, pretty much. Yeah. But then when we, after I left Foreigner, then it was, I wanted to keep playing music, and we put another band together called Royal Jelly, and we got a record deal with Island Records pretty quick with that. But we were turned down by several other labels simply because we were, we had this formerly of Foreigner, formerly of Kingdom Come, formerly of Crocus, and so that's a negative right there. People are going to always put you in a category, and that's the way it is.
Nothing like that.
Yeah, with any show
great
business,
stuff,
man.
Kevin. You need to check that out, man. Royal Jelly. You need to check that stuff out, man. It's good stuff.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah, it was a cool band, but we couldn't get it off the ground. We did an album, did a tour, and couldn't get it to catch fire. So by that time,
You're on the John
kiddos
Stewart
were at the
show,
point
weren't you?
Yeah, we played on John Stewart. That was our highlight. That was a lot of fun. There's probably footage of that out there somewhere. It's pretty cool.
There is.
Yeah.
So you saying in '95 you called it quits? Is that what I'm understanding? And you put the weekday groupies aside, which I'm sure broke a lot of hearts.
He put the biker shorts down.
No, I still wear those, bro. I got them on right now.
Kevin, I've teased Johnny on some of the old videos of him playing live with Foreigner. You can see he's wearing these biker shorts because back in the day that was hip, you know. And I told him at rehearsal one night, I said, "Man, all I want to do is see you wearing them biker shorts." And he was like, "I got those, man. I'll wear them next practice." And he said, "I'll wear that ripped up T-shirt too."
Oh my goodness! Yeah,
that's cool. So in a sense, you're that's so. For about 20 years, Johnny, you were incognito. I mean, you were just out of the scene.
Yeah. I just, I mean, basically what happened with me, you know, I left Foreigner. That I had just bought a house in L.A. and moved in there, and a week later, you know, Mick called up and said, "Hey, Lou Graham's going to come back and you're out." And I was like, "Ooh, dang!
Man,
what am I going to do with this $2,000 a month mortgage, bro?" You know. And so I got a job right away. My wife basically saved us. She was working for a little company out there in Woodland Hills, and she got me hired on as a technician. You know, I'm a kind of a technical guy in the first place, so I'm lucky that I've got some other skills besides music. And she got me hired on there, and I learned the business there, and so I've been doing that ever since, and raising my girls, and had a very successful run. We moved back here in 1999, and because my parents are still here, and my brother and sister live over in Europe now, and so I knew I could find a job anywhere, so we just moved back to be near my folks. And so cool. that was another good move. And you know, I dabbled around a couple of times with a couple of bands, but it just didn't seem right. I didn't have the time really to devote to it. And then, you know, a couple of years ago, my younger daughter moved up to Cincinnati to go to college, and it was like, hey, I got a little more time now. And so we started this project about a year ago, and it's just been going great.
Now, speaking of this project, Greg, how long have you been associated with Johnny, Greg?
It's going on not quite a year. We've been doing it. I don't know, Johnny. What do you think? About 8 months, maybe 9 months.
Yeah, something like that. Paul and I got together a little over a year ago and started writing some songs together. Yeah. And then it was last summer when we decided to, you know, try to put a full band together and start doing some rehearsal. So, yeah.
Oh, so you and Greg don't have a lot of history together. So,
no.
I mean, okay. Oh, I thought
only history.
Just because
only
of the
history I've gotten. Yeah, the only thing I've got in history with Johnny is like Roger, the guest that was on before. He mentioned when I played in a band with Roger, we actually opened up for Buster Brown like once or twice, and he made a statement before we went live. He said, "Yeah, this would be like the third time I've opened up for Johnny Edwards." So. Yeah, that's about it, man. And Johnny,
that was a great line.
Johnny knew Paul, our guitar player. You know, he's an awesome player, man. He's been around town for a long time as well, and they were writing those songs. And Paul lives he just recently got married and lives with his in another house, but he did live right down the street from me, and he'd be riding his bike down the street every once in a while, and we would talk and stuff, and he called me up. I've actually done a sit-in gig with him before. He said, "Yeah, man, me and Johnny Edwards have been writing some songs, and we're thinking about, bringing a drummer and a bass player in. Are you interested? And I was like, shh, are you kidding? Does a fat baby fart in a bathtub? Well, sure.
Oh,
that's funny. That's just what my kids were doing a little bit earlier this evening.
Yeah, see, I know.
Farting in the bathtub, Tiff?
Yes, it's the best. It's the best when they're doing that. We're like, that's my bubbles.
I bet everybody's laughing.
Tiffany,
Tiffany,
who makes the bigger bubbles, you or your kids?
That's it, man.
That's a very good question. I'm going to have to say my husband.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, under the bus. Just ran him over.
So, from your perspective, Johnny, what's Bleu Phonque all about?
Oh, man. We're, I'm just trying to get back, more to the root of things. My favorite memories were back in the very early days of Buster Brown when I first joined that band. And, it was just basically a hard rock blues band. Over the years, Buster Brown evolved into more of like a metal band, but I still have my fondest memories of the old stuff. And so, yeah, that's kind of where it is. It's a stripped down thing. I mean, it's guitar, bass, drums, and a singer. And
Johnny
our
plays
songs
harmonica too.
Yeah, we got some harp in there.
Harp in it, yeah.
So it's groovy, bluesy, hard rock band. And I sought Paul out because he used to come in and sit in with us when we would play at the Toy Tiger and stuff, and he would play these blues songs just as a jam, and it was always fabulous when he would do that. And he's just really developed a great style, with blues, but more electric blues. It's not straight blues. He can play that, of course, but he's got a lot of Robin Trower type overtones and Hendrix type things going on. And so that's a big part of the sound is the guitar. And my singing style is basically the same. It's a combination of Paul Rodgers and Lou Gramm and the soul blues singers that we all like so much. So yeah, that's what it is. It's lyrically, we're trying to keep things positive. We're not trying to be too dark or too heavy with the lyrics. Most of it's about relationships and keeping them going and getting through things, stuff like that, which I've had some exposure to. So.
Any songs about groupies during the Foreigner days?
No, we don't have any songs about groupies yet. But maybe we should write some.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, Tiffany, back in the day.
Johnny's talent really comes through, man. His experience really shows when you start listening to the lyrics of things and how deep they are, man. It's really it's stunning. Actually, man, I've never been a lyric dude. I've been like, yeah, it's got some words, they rhyme, But I'm actually
lyrics
listening
are hard.
Oh man, and you do them well, man. It's really cool. It's one thing to check out Bleu Phonque, check out the lyrics as well, man. It's important.
Are you? Is Bleu Phonque totally original? Do you all do any covers, or is it all original?
Right now, we're doing one cover of an old song, "Inner City Blues." You know that song, "Make You Want to Holler"? Marvin Gaye did it originally.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so we do like a Hendrixy version of that. It's locked up, and people like that. But the rest of it's all stuff that we've written. We're probably going to start doing some more covers. I just wanted to get the band established and get our direction and our foundation, established first. And then we can take songs that not everybody does and work them up our own way once we know what our way is, and we've kind of gotten there, so we know what we're supposed to sound like, and we can take all kinds of songs now and figure out our way of doing it.
Cool. Hey, Johnny, real quick, I want to do this little segment, what I call Round of Shots. I'm going to throw some quick questions at you. It's a quick Q&A, meant and fun. Just go with it. John, is that you playing the guitar, or is that Tiffany playing the guitar?
Does Tiffany play guitar?
Sometimes I like to jam on my husband's guitar, but it's usually really, really late, and he makes me stop.
Tiffany.
No, I've got a guitar.
All right, Johnny, right now, if someone grabbed your iPod or music media, what would be the current song playing?
Oh, Hendrix, Stone Free.
There you go. Oh, Stone Free. Wow, that's good. All right, first concert that you attended?
Humble Pie.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Tiffany, I'm curious, Tiffany, what was the first concert you attended?
The Backstreet Boys.
Oh gosh.
New Kids?
No, it was somebody like Neil Sedaka. That was
all right.
Kicking and screaming. And I get to meet him, and my mom was like, "Oh my God, it's Neil Sedaka." And I'm like, "Who the hell cares?" Of course, I was like probably 8.
Your mom did.
It was traumatizing.
He's good.
Neil Sedaka. Yeah. All right. Johnny, number 3. Name a pet peeve while performing.
Oh, God.
On stage.
Can't hear the monitors. That's the worst. Yeah.
Gotcha. Number 4. If you could choose one superpower, what would it be?
Oh,
besides being a cool podcast host, what would it be?
Oh, yeah. I didn't think of that, but that would be awesome. Superpower. Oh my God. Oh, I'd want to learn how to. I'd be able to fly around, man. I just be sitting there and all of a sudden I go flying around.
I think we heard that last week, didn't we? We need to start taking a poll and keeping tabs.
We're gonna have all these people flying around.
Mm-hmm. Tiffany, take me back in the day. Was it one of your superpowers being a Hooters girl?
Well, I did it for Halloween, and I got a lot of attention.
No, so you didn't work there, or it was a Halloween thing?
No. It was just for Halloween. One of my girlfriends worked there.
Okay. All right. I'm sure, she got a lot of
I wasn't allowed to hang out with her often. No, I'm joking.
Do you look good in orange, Tiffany?
Would you like me to post a picture of it on Facebook for you?
I fucking dare you, yes.
I'll do it right now on our Shooting
Good,
from the
that's serious.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're going to be talking about Tinder before long. Be careful.
Yeah, Johnny, when are you going to get hip? When are you going to get on Facebook? I was asking Greg, is he like, I can't find him on Facebook, and Greg's like, he's not on there. I'm like, what?
I have not joined it. I'm thinking about it. I mean, it's just another little thing that takes time.
If anything, is to do it to promote your music. You are a fucking local legend. I mean, and I say that with all respect. Plus,
I appreciate it, man.
You would get to see, you would get to go on Facebook and see Tiffany's Hooter picture. So
now that is worth joining.
There you go.
See, Tiffany. Kevin.
Yeah.
You said it to me.
I think that's why my brother calls Facebook Evil Book. And it's probably, he won't get on Facebook. He says, it's Evil Book, man. There's nothing but bad. I'm not doing it.
Oh, that Facebook or the Hooters picture, Greg?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. That's a good one. You didn't post it on your Facebook, Tiffany, or you won't?
No, I just sent it to you.
Oh, just sent it to me. Okay. All right, I'll pass it on. The gift that keeps on giving. like herpes, the gift. Anyway, all right. Number 5, Johnny. What's do you at least have apps on your phone?
Yeah, I have apps.
What would be your favorite phone app?
Well, I use Dropbox all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I got a new thing called Glimpse, and what you can do with Glimpse, because I always run into this, right? Okay, I want you to meet me at so and so. Okay, I'll meet you there. And then you get there, and somebody will call you, and they'll be like, "Where are you exactly?" And I'll be like, "Well, where are you?" And they'll be like, "Well, I'm at the corner of so and so, and should I turn left or right?" And I'll be like, "Oh my God!" So you send them this thing with Glimpse, and it shows them exactly where you are in Google Maps. And it's good for like 30 seconds or 30 minutes if you want it to be, and they can track you, and figure out which way you're going and where you're going to be. If you have the app, you can see somebody's location relative to your own. So it's pretty handy dandy.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
Last one. If you had access to a time machine and could go anywhere in the past, living past or as far back as the dinosaurs, where would you go?
I would definitely go back to the 60s.
Mm-hmm.
For the music scene,
no
I'm assuming.
Oh, yeah. Late 60s, early 70s. Oh, my goodness. Nothing will ever compare to that. I always thought, my God, this music will fade and then it'll be over and forgotten. And God, here it's still, man, 40 years later, 50 years later, they're still playing the same songs on classic rock radio. And my goodness, it's just, there's a lot of things going on.
It's funny you say that, Johnny, because Greg, you posted something on Facebook the other day, and I'm so with you when it comes to the local radio scene here, and especially the classic rock stations, QMF or whatever.
Bring back LRS 102, man.
They fucking play the same. They spin the same list of songs. I can hear "Carry On My Wayward Son." I can hear "Free." It's the same.
I mean, Leonard Skinner, you're going to hear "Three Steps" or "Free Bird."
Exactly.
Man, they've got so many others.
Exactly.
All those bands have great songs, and they never play any of them. They play the same ones over and over.
Over and
true. I don't get it. Aerosmith, "Walk This Way," or "Sweet Emotion."
Sweet Emotion.
Come on, man. Throw at least Poison the Attic in there or something, man. Mama Ken, give me some. Something.
And now my kids are listening to that stuff. My daughter loves all that music from that era. That's all she listens to.
Well, it's funny because you say that because my 14-year-old now is on an 80s kick. She was like singing, The Outfield and all these 80s bands that were just true 80s bands. Mm-hmm. I mean, she's just on it. But that the music, in fairness though, 70s, 80s music was pretty damn good music. And
absolutely.
Yeah,
I still get lost in it. And some 90s music, but today's music. Seriously, Johnny, what's your take on today's music scene? Is it all auto-tune? It all looks and glam?
It seems like it. I don't see a whole lot coming out that I like. There's so much of it. I feel like we're living in the the karaoke era now, and so many people have grown up, learning how to sing using karaoke tracks and listening, to The Voice and other kinds of programs like that. And so there's such a packaged, contrived feel to everything. But, there's also, Tedeschi trucks out there, and they can play all that music, the right way, and it sounds incredible. So there's still a wide range going.
Mm-hmm.
People that can still play. I mean, some of the players today are just unbelievable. If you listen to like Tedeschi Trucks version of, you know, any of the, like a Joe Cocker song or whatever that they're going to redo, it sounds better than if you listen to a recording of Joe Cocker doing it.
Right.
It's unreal how
but
good they are.
You've got to dig for that stuff, and you can't find it on the air, man. You've got to go to some type of internet radio or something. You've got to know where to go.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you really have to seek it out.
This is my warped sense of humor, and I'm doing this probably because I'm on my third glass of wine. Tiffany, you're still here, right?
Yes.
Did you hear? I want you to repeat who Johnny mentioned. He mentioned a singer his first name was Joe. What was his last name?
Joe Cocker.
Are you being a jerk?
No, I'm not being a jerk. I'm actually being. It's not a jerk. No, I'm not being a jerk.
Please don't ask me to sing in the way of Joe Cocker.
No, I don't want you to sing. I want you to say his name. What was his last name?
I'm not saying that name again. I just said it. You can't make me say it.
I can't make you.
Like the foul language you have.
Why do you pick on Tiff for? Why do you pick on Tiffany for?
See, you know what? Here's the story, Johnny. This is real quick. The story.
I'm an easy target.
She is. She's my blonde bombshell. Hey, by the way, Greg, Johnny, did you get the text that I just sent you?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so I love Tiffany. When I first met Tiffany, which is several months ago, and I've yet to meet her in person, we connected online because of our passion or liking for the paranormal. We connected. We decided to do a show together, and it's been, Tiffany, would you say, our Friday night shows are pretty damn good. It's fun.
Yep.
We're killing it. It's, you know, this is, I'm shooting it straight here. Tiffany's a beautiful lady. When I
would say,
I can see that.
Yes.
I would say if Friday night had a color, it would be orange.
It would be
from now on.
Orange is the new paranormal. And Tiffany was like, man, I'm like, God, she's gorgeous. And then one day she Skypes me, and she has no makeup on. Her hair's in a bun. It was like, from that point on, she became like my little sister.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I love her the same. I love her the same. She's my girl, but it's all good. I see her as my little sister now, who looks good in orange, for whatever that's worth. So, anyway.
We are talking the Hooters outfit and not a prison outfit. So.
Yeah, you're not a prison bitch.
No, I wouldn't fare well there.
I know. Johnny is our show is live part ends at 11:30, so we're less than a minute. You guys got the gig Saturday night playing before Velvet Saints, Bleu Phonque. I will be there.
Yeah. Excellent.
Bring it. What's the what kind of energy? What's the feel that people will be? The vibe we'll get when we get to hear you guys.
Oh, it should be good. I mean, 8:30 is still a little early for the ultimate, party vibe on a Saturday night.
Sun's still out.
But, I mean, it helps me a little bit because my energy level will be good. And it seems like there's a lot of interest.
There's a buzz, man. There's a buzz.
Yeah, people say they're going to come out. So I look for a pretty good atmosphere. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Very cool.
If you were to request groupies, what color would they be wearing?
Definitely orange.
I mean, come on.
Come on. Tiffany, I don't know what you got to do Saturday night to pull it off for you to come hang with us. This is kind of like a shooting from the lip moment night because Greg, our one of our co-host buddies, he's jamming on the drums, with the first act, and then Velvet Saints, who you and I love their sound. I mean, this is going to be Saturday night is going to be a fun fucking night.
Wait a minute. Is this at Trixie's?
Not this gig. No, this is at yeah, there was a I know where you're going with it.
Remind where it's going to be.
Yeah. Listen, now Johnny, I don't know if you got to hear this. Check out this promo one more time.
Hey, this is Greg with Bleu Phonque. Saturday night at Diamond's Concert Hall, the Velvet Saints are having their CD release show. Bleu Phonque will be opening the show. We go on at 8:30, and we're all real excited. It's going to be our first public appearance. After we get done, then you have the Velvet Saints coming on to play songs from their new CD. And after they get done, you got Better Than Salem is going to play. So come on out. It's going to be a great time. Support the band, support the new CD for the Velvet Saints, and we hope to see you all out there.
About sum it up, right?
That was excellent.
630 Barrett Avenue.
Yeah.
Now, before we let you go, Johnny, here's this is a promo from the Velvet Saints.
Hey, this is Jeff with Velvet Saints. Come join us this Saturday at Diamond's Concert Hall for our new CD release show. Doors open at 8. See you there.
That was short and sweet.
Yep. Yeah.
But it is going to be a killer. I mean, this is a show a night where, once Greg hits his sticks to get the first song going, how gay is that, Greg, when you're hitting your sticks to get the first song going? Click, click.
Actually, Kev, I'm not even hitting sticks to get that song going. I'm just going to start playing, dude.
Do it.
Yeah.
I want to see it. I can't wait.
I'm just going to go, man. I'm just going to go with it.
Yeah. Man, Johnny, man, you came on and killed it tonight. I appreciate you hanging out with us, man. Good stuff.
Happy to do it.
And we gotta work on Mr. Edwards getting a Facebook page, getting his Facebook page in order. He needs it.
Yeah.
Right, Greg?
Yeah.
It is. So that all those Buster Brown groupies can go, can connect with you, 20-some years later.
That's kind of what I'm afraid of, bro.
That's what I'm afraid of.
It's incredible. It is incredible the friends that I have, Kevin, that now that they know that I'm playing with Johnny, they're like, they contact me and they send me messages. Dude, you're playing with Johnny Edwards. Man, that's so awesome. When you going to be playing out? I can't wait to come see him. I mean, these guys who would come out to the Tiger to check him out, back in the day, and, there's a huge buzz just for Johnny. Ain't got nothing to do with nobody else. It's Johnny, man. It's a cool thing. Saturday night. Come on,
Tiffany,
out.
Did you ever make the Toy Tiger scene?
I did. I went to see the Chippendales when I was 18, and I got kicked out.
What were you doing?
How would one get kicked out at a Chippendales event?
Well, I laughed really hard.
You offended them. Is that
I drank too much. I drank too much underage, and I laughed too hard, and I got kicked out.
Now, where was that? 'Cause I used to be at Chippendale. No, I'm just kidding.
Hartstown Road.
Greg, you used to be.
Yeah.
Yeah,
man.
It was pretty funny. Yeah.
Greg, what a great show tonight, man. Roger Higdon. First segment, Roger Higdon and his guys, the Wilson Brothers, and then we cap it off with Johnny Edwards, Bleu Phonque, Buster Brown, Montrose.
Thanks for coming on, Johnny. I appreciate it, buddy.
Yeah, Johnny. Yeah.
Hey, loved it, guys.
Good stuff, Johnny. I look forward to meeting you Saturday night, man.
Look forward to meeting you, Kevin and Tiffany. It was a pleasure spending time with you.
Pleasure talking to you all, too.
Here.
Yep.
Yeah.
All
right, Johnny. Take care, man. We'll see you.
All right. We'll see you
guys. Greg, Tiffany, another. Hey, Greg, man, this was a hot show tonight, man.
Yeah.
Really. It was.
Probably, yeah. I agree.
Arguably one of our best. I mean, Roger Higdon has a lot of notoriety locally with with the Wilson Brothers. They're a known, very popular band here in town. And Johnny Edwards, his resume speaks for itself.
Yeah.
We got to.
What a humble dude, man, for all that, right?
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah, I never. Yeah, the least bit. I tried to get him to go Kanye on us, and he wouldn't do it.
Yeah, yeah. You got guys going Kanye that shouldn't even be doing
shouldn't
Kanye.
Even be right. Exactly.
No,
But yeah, Johnny's like, I've been there, done that. I get it. I'm trying to get him to, but it seems like though. I think we all agree, and even Johnny conceded that orange is our favorite color now, right? Tiffany, we love you.
Yes, I know.
We do. Tiffany's the best. And I actually, I just while we were talking, I text Scott Frazier, which we all know. I had posted which Greg, this is I don't know if you guys know. No, I took it back. You guys did. Greg, you noticed. I don't know if Tiffany noticed. I posted something on Facebook, throwing a post out there that said, bands, if you want to shoot our show a promo to for gigs that they're doing the following weekend, please do. And through the conversations, Kevin McQuarrie had made reference to listening to Scott Frazier's segment, which to me is that that makes me feel good when anybody takes a moment and recognizes that they did listen to a show. And granted, Scott Frazier's well-known person in the music scene. And it's cool. And then there was some kind of dialogue going back between the two of them. And I sent Scott a text tonight saying, hey, you got a shout out on Facebook, and he saw it, blah, blah, blah. But that's what it's to me, man. That's in some crazy way I'm kind of getting off on the whole music vibe, because I do see it, Greg, where you guys, man, the local music scene here, the right people, it's a close-knit group, and a close-knit that take care of each other and got each other's back. True. And, you, to your credit, when Soul Circus, Sean Wallace's band, when they needed someone right away, they reached out to you, and you got to jam with them, a couple nights last weekend or something?
I played Thursday and Friday night. Yeah,
and
it was fun just going back to play with my brothers again, man. I enjoy playing with Soul Circus. It's a great fun band to play with, man. And
and Soul Circus cool. is a hot band in Louisville as well.
Oh yeah,
and for you to just, I mean, that says so much about you, Greg. And I'll toot your horn that you can at a whim stop what you're doing and then go play with these guys. A band that you haven't been playing with, but you come in and you killed it based on all the feedback that I'm seeing on Facebook and stuff. So,
I'll try. I try to do a good job, man.
Right now, here's kind of digressing from the moment, but the shooting from the lip is kind of like the mothership, if you will. Tonight I label our show on Wednesday nights called Shooting Stars, which is focusing on the local talent. That's a brand name. Then it's Friday nights, the KT Unearthly Show, Kevin Tiffany Unearthly Show is another brand name. And then Monday nights is a different vibe as well. But, Greg, from me to you, you've come on Wednesday nights with me and have fucking killed it. You do your part. I get Tiffany on to come on because, I try to take her away from Netflix. I try to get her to
trying to get me out a little.
get her out a little. And she comes on, and God love her. She does interact. She's great. And
well, you guys know the music scene. I know the baby scene, man. I gotta pick up where I can, and that's about it. So
the smart people, and I'll use me as an example. for me to pull this off, because, I'm hosting, I'm producing all these shows. For me to be able to find the right people to do these shows makes my part so much easier. And so for me to Greg, for me to Tiffany, you guys have, something good's fallen in my lap as far as what I'm doing with these shows. You guys are making it so much fun for me. You make it easy for me because, Greg does his homework before, and I think, Tiffany, you said it right. He probably should do his homework, but he does do his homework. He did his homework from the get-go.
No. You expect someone to do their homework, but that does not mean that it always happens.
It doesn't always happen.
When you do get somebody involved that can sit there and talk knowledgeably about the topic, the guests, whatever, that's important. You don't want to just have somebody call in and be like, "Hey, man, what's going on tonight?" "Oh yeah, really? That's great." You need some content.
Mhm.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. It's been fun for me too. I've never been the type of person to actually think that I'm being listened to by a bunch of people. I don't know, 20, 200, whatever. I've never been like that. The number one fear.
Yeah, we're getting
the number one fear that someone has is public speaking. Did you know that? That's the number one fear.
It is the number one fear, but the thing is, Greg, the first time I had you on, I mean, you and I have history.
Yeah.
And I hate to keep bringing up the KISS thing, but anyway.
Yeah.
No, but the first time you came on and did the show with me, you guessed, or actually, we did a show where you were the guest, and that went well. Mm-hmm. And then I had you come on to co-host some shows with me, and you killed it. And if initially when I was doing the Wednesday night thing, I was thinking I was going to have a recurring co-host every week. It was going to be a different co-host. And then I thought, that might be too much. I'd rather have someone who just gets it. And that was you. And so, yeah, from me to you, Greg,
thanks,
you're killing it. I'm glad you give me the time of the day. And then then there's Tiffany, who, she and I we really have a solid Friday night thing going. I mean, our Friday night show is going way better than I thought we would into 4 or 5 shows that we're into, Tiffany. But what I like about Tiffany is that when I've needed her to jump in to help me out on Monday nights or Wednesday nights, she's been right there, and she gets in, and her personality is to interact. She can do that. And I do. I love this little nucleus I have. And, our end game is if somehow, some way that our show can make a difference, Tiffany and I have talked that I want to use this show from a personal standpoint. I'm going to, and Greg, I'll need your help too. I will ask for your help. Come spring, the plan is the spring of 2017, I am going to, in the Shooting from the Lip name, put together some type of a fundraiser because of autism and some other child needs. I want to use our show celeb status, if you will, to help put together some events.
And I think it will be easy. I really feel like that will be easy with what's going on right now with people and the interest, and I really think it'll come together. I think people would love to be a part of it.
I need you. I need Tiffany I need us all to help make that happen. And but that's where I see. As long as our show can spread good karma or do something for somebody, certain people, whatever, then then I'm good with it. And the feedback
that's
we
why
get,
I'm in it.
I know, and you're great, and I appreciate it. But as long as we are, connecting with, within the, our city, or doing stuff to help people out, spreading good karma, whatever. That's what I'm all about. I mean, hey, if we hit the lottery, if we can hit the lottery and start getting recurring checks from our shows because of sponsors, I'm all about that too. But first things first. So, but Wednesday night, Greg, you add so much credibility, and you make Wednesday night very, very solid show. Tiffany comes on with me on Friday nights. Our guests, the people we've got lined up from the paranormal standpoint, are legit. And
Greg,
you
should join us sometime.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say that I am playing this Friday, but the following Friday I think I'm going to be free, and I definitely want to check you guys out for sure. I probably wouldn't be much to have on. I'm not very knowledgeable about that, but it would, I'm definitely going to check you guys out for sure.
Well, you never know when you're going to become relevant in a situation like on air.
That's true. You get you just listen, and then something connects with you that, oh, I've been there and done that. Here's my 2 cents. Yeah. Yep. So, all right, guys, man. Thanks so much for doing this tonight. Again, let's see. What was the last promo I did, Craig? Do you remember?
Jeff. It was Jeff from Velvet Saints.
Oh, I did do the Velvet Saints. I did.
Tony left.
Did I do Tony?
No, bring Tony up.
All right, here's Tony. Systix promo.
Hey, what's going on? This is Tony McStutes, lead singer of the band Systix. This Friday, June 17th, we'll be performing down at the 3rd Street Dive. Come on down and party with the new bad boys of Louisville Rock.
Did you hear that, Craig?
That's it. That's confidence right there.
It is.
That's cool.
Yes. All right, my people. If this was a cult, I would be your leader, and you just keep doing as I say. Greg.
Drinking Kool-Aid.
Yes, sir.
No Kool-Aid. But Greg, for sure. Tiffany, you and I talk every day. We'll do our show Friday night. Greg, I will see you for sure Saturday night. It's going to be a good weekend.
At no time were any animals or people hurt during this presentation of Shooting from the Lip.